Good evening. Thanks for joining us for Crime Unveiled with Courtney Bennett on this Tuesday night. We're actually going to talk about a case that attorney Ven Johnson, who's based here in Michigan, he actually was in front of a circuit court down in Atlanta, Georgia. He represents a man down there. This has to do with a 2018 case where a man is said to be tased by police. A federal jury came back and said that this man is owed $100 million. Well, now the government says that they have immunity and that they shouldn't be paying out this $100 million. I'm going to go ahead and play for you my interview with Ven Johnson. Again, he was down in Atlanta last week. He represents a man down there, and he can explain more on what this case is and how governmental immunity, which we've talked about before here in the state of Michigan, how it plays in other states as well. This case down in Atlanta, this is a federal jury that came back. What is this? How did you come about to represent this client of yours?
So, Courtney, literally 3 years ago, right now, we were down in Atlanta, Georgia, representing Mr. Blasingame through his legal representative because he was traumatically brain injured and a quadriplegic from being tased in his back when he was running down a hill with a police officer chasing him with the suspected crime. He was not under arrest for the suspected crime of panhandling, translation, asking for money along the side of a road, which in Atlanta is not an unusual thing due to a very, very significant homeless population. And Mr. Blasingame was obviously very, very seriously injured, living in a traumatic brain injury institution. Millions, over $5 million worth of past medical bills at the time. And we got a $100 million jury verdict at the time, which was very proud to say was the largest and still is the largest jury verdict in favor of a victim of police misconduct, but in particular, excessive force. So they've been appealing it for 3 years. And yesterday we argued, Chris Desmond in my office, he's our chief appellate lawyer, did a phenomenal job in front of what's called the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. That is one step below the United States Supreme Court. And he argued all the different things that we believe that the verdict in our favor should be upheld. There were some things the trial judge did after the verdict that we felt the judge made errors on that we appealed. So it's a complicated legal mess, but we should have an answer probably in the next 2 to 3 months.
Are you expecting that this case could go to the United States Supreme Court?
Yes, in a word, yes, it wouldn't surprise me. The city of Atlanta has made it very clear they have not been reasonable in their settlement offers whatsoever from day one, let alone after getting a jury verdict of over $100 million. You think they'd be begging me to take some money. They're not offering anything, and that's exactly what I think they're going to try to do. As you know, the United States Supreme Court right now is highly conservative, full of Trump appointees. And what's really interesting, though, Courtney, just about a few months ago, the United States Supreme Court issued a very, very interesting ruling, unanimous. So 9-0 in favor of a victim of police misconduct, which shocked a lot of people, including me. And so it'd be interesting to see if they do. But if they do appeal, it's because we won. So that would be a good thing, right? But as you know, after the jury verdict, my client to this day, this all happened in July 10, 2018, Courtney. So then you wait, at that time, 6 years, 5 years for just actually 4+ for the jury trial, then wait another 3 years for an appeal. That would tell you to wait another 2, 3, 4 years for the United States Supreme Court. So, they're just kicking the can down the road, hoping never to have to pay. But I know you know this about me, Courtney. I ain't ever given up fighting on behalf of any one of my clients, ever.
Then we always talk about governmental immunity here in the state of Michigan, but this is impacting other states as well. I mean, this is a case of governmental immunity down there.
It is. Under federal law, we tend to call it sovereign immunity. It's pretty much kind of the same thing. And a very interesting comment yesterday by a very, very conservative judge on the panel who's, I believe, from Arkansas or Alabama. And we thought that he was probably never going to listen to anything we had to say. And he called qualified immunity and sovereign immunity. He called it is absolutely jacked up. His words, not mine. And he agreed with us that the way it's being interpreted, because it's not in the United States Constitution, it's not in the Bill of Rights, and it's nowhere in the statute, the federal statute that we call 42 United States Code, USC 1983. That's the code, that's the statute that talks about excessive force. It's not anywhere in there. It's a made up judicial thing that has gotten completely out of control. And much like other cases you and I have talked about, Courtney, where basically folks who work for the government, in this case, police officers, can literally hurt and kill you. Even if you're not armed and doing anything really very wrong, they can, and then get away with it with no criminal charges and no civil liability at all. So we believe, like, completely wrong, and it should be thrown out, just like that judge said.
Then where does it go from here? Are you guys just waiting at this point?
Yeah, we're tick tock, right? So we literally have to wait. So it's a 3-judge panel. You only need 2 judges to go your way, but we're going to see. They don't really have a time limit, but we expect that sometime before year end of this year, calendar year, we expect that there will be an opinion, a written opinion, which obviously we'll share with you and your viewers and listeners, because it literally impacts all of us everywhere across this country, Courtney.
So again, that was attorney Ven Johnson, who last week, he stood in front of the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta on behalf of his client. This is a case from 2018 where he says that his client was, the stun gun was used in his back. It paralyzed him. It caused him some health concerns. So they went ahead, filed this lawsuit. A federal jury awarded the man $100 million. That was 3 years ago. And they're saying that they should not have to be paying out this $100 million. So we'll definitely keep you posted on what that is. Again, it's down in Atlanta, Georgia, but just an interesting connection, because we always talk about governmental immunity here in the state of Michigan, and you can see where it's happening in other places as well. I just want to thank you so much for joining us for Crime Unveiled with Courtney Bennett. We'll be back next week.